Why are chickens so funny? Because!
Kyle, dude, they're not here to hear your dad jokes.
Well, what are they here for?
They're here to talk about baseball.
It's what's on deck. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the next installment of the On Deck Baseball Podcast. As always, I'm Kyle.
I'm Austin.
Today, going to kind of review some of what we've already seen thus far in spring training. Going to go through some other few different tidbits of stuff. Of course, we got to talk about the World Baseball Classic. Big deal in my opinion. I love the World Baseball Classic. So much fun to watch talent from around the world. Austin, you got something you want to kick us off with here?
Yeah, let's start off with our very own Cardinals and their spring training. I'll just start us out. The record so far, we're not too far into it, but we're 8-5. Looking okay for spring training. But one thing I want to talk about is Flaherty, how strong I think he's looking right now. Watching him pitch, looks healthy, looks strong. If he stays healthy, I believe he could be an ace for us.
I agree. I think I like what I'm seeing out of Flaherty. I've always been excited for him to actually really step up on the mound. And I think that would be a huge key. Of course, speaking of keys, pitching was one of our big things, and Flaherty was one of those big things in our keys. And I think that if Flaherty can do what he's showing that he can do, adding that one more thing in there is going to really help our starting rotation. Now, one thing I'm not so impressed with so far, I guess, sorta, is Montgomery. His last outing here wasn't too bad. Gave up 2 runs, 4 innings, which isn't awful. You know, other than the third inning, he only had, first inning he only pitched 8 pitches and he was out of the first inning, like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So obviously he's there. It is spring training. We're still getting jitters out, and that's what all this is about. So it could definitely improve. But don't get me scared, Jordan. We need you.
Yeah,
we need you.
I got faith in Jordan, I think.
Oh, I do too still.
I think he'll be okay. I mean, hopefully he's okay. And that was the next thing I was going to go into is just faith in our pitching staff all around, bullpen and starters. I've liked what I've seen from most of them. Now, obviously, the lower level guys have not been too great, but I like what we got in our bullpen. I like what we got as our starters. Obviously, we could use a little work, but from what I'm seeing so far, I think it's pretty strong.
And another young gun pitcher that I actually got to watch some of last night, because since it was a later game, I got home in time, was Liberatore came in, and he downright impressed me. His curveball was nasty that he was throwing, and I really hope that he can become something, because I've always been a big Matt Liberatore fan.
Yeah.
And I hope he can step up this year.
Yeah, I've always liked him. He's got there's a lot of hope in him. Next thing, let's go into a little bit of our offensive stuff. Just a couple people I really want to talk about is Brendan Donovan and, of course, Jordan Walker, 2 of our biggest ones. I'll get on Donovan's stats real quick. He is, right now, he's batting... Let me get it. I'll pull it up just a second. He's batting .310 right now, and 10 RBIs, 4 home runs, leading the league in home runs and RBIs at spring training, of course.
Crazy. Just one behind his whole year
season.
Last year at 5. He's got 4 already in spring. That shows some good promise.
And in our first podcast, I even mentioned how he doesn't have power, but he always finds a way to get on base. Now he's finding a way to not only get on base, but hit the ball over the fence.
Brendan Donovan is just a 5-tool kind of guy, and I absolutely love him.
If he keeps us up in the regular season, we could see an MVP candidate in Brendan Donovan already.
Just sweep the board of MVP finalists, Goldie, Nato, and Donovan.
But then you got Jordan Walker to add in that.
Yeah.
If he comes in, he's batting .424 right now. And he's hitting against all kinds of pitchers, not just lower-level pitchers. He's hitting against MLB pitchers, hitting them all. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. Like I said, 424 average. He's going to be a monster. I can't wait to see him on the big league roster for sure.
Yeah, and like I said in the last podcast, Jordan Walker is like one of my biggest keys, I think. I have so much faith in him, and he just continues to prove it. And I am beyond excited to see what happens. I feel like if they put him on opening day roster and he actually plays throughout the whole year at the major league level, he's easy a rookie of the year candidacy. Easy money.
And one more guy, Mason Wynn, batting .381. that's even higher than Brendan Donovan right now. Only 2 home runs, still good. Only 4 RBIs. But the dude can play shortstop like no other and has a cannon like no other at shortstop. Every ball he throws seems to be 99 plus miles an hour. Now, the only thing about him is trying to figure out what they're going to do. If they bring him up, what are they going to do with Donovan and Edman?
I'm right there with you. And I got to see a little bit of Mason Wynn's power at the plate, too, last night. I actually got to watch him hit that home run to right center, one of the furthest parts of the park. It didn't go out by a ton, but it still shows, the opposite field like that, a guy his size still has that much pop to get it out at the furthest part of the yard. That's pretty impressive. 400 dead center at the park there. But I agree. We have so much young talent and so much talent already in the majors that, good grief, what do you do with all of them?
Yeah.
Now I can do without Paul DeYoung, send him down, bring Wynn up.
Yeah, for sure.
I could do without guys like Burleson being back in the major leagues to start. Nothing against Burleson. I just feel like I've seen a lot more production out of the other guys to where I
prove himself some more.
Right. I'd rather have send him down and bring Walker up, send DeYoung down and bring Wynn up. Let those guys show what they got. And if they really shine, then boom, we got the combination we need.
And they could look good in a nice trade package too.
Oh yeah. Easy.
Get us some more pitching. Because honestly, I think we're set. Everything besides pitching, I think we're set pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Our defense is top notch, obviously.
Yeah.
We get Team Gold Glove almost every year.
Yeah.
I don't have any concerns too much besides some pitching.
Yeah, we got, I don't know how many games left we got for spring training. Not a whole lot left. We're coming up on opening day.
Woo.
Can't wait to see that. See who our starters are going to be. I'm really hoping Jordan Walker's going to be there.
Oh, yes, me too.
He's going to be on the roster. If he's starting, I don't know. Well, I hope he is. He deserves it. Let's go to the Manny Machado deal. Let's jump to that real quick.
Yes.
The Machado signs with the Padres, of course, was going to opt out after this year.
I was about to say, how confusing. He said, I'm opting out, and then next thing you know, he's there basically the rest of his career.
11 years, $350 million.
Good grief.
I mean, I guess
money talks, but,
Money, and then Padres aren't the worst team to be with.
No, they've got a pretty solid team in their own rights.
They're no World Series team, I don't believe, but I think they're kind of like us. NLCS at best right now.
I'm going to be interested to see how Tatis bounces back this year.
Speaking of him starting 0 for 10 in his first spring training games.
Yep. I love rubbing it in my sister's face. But, no, I'm going to be interested to see how he does. It's hard for me to think that his first year there, that he actually took steroids during that year. But at the same time, the kind of power he was displaying, it makes you wonder if they did and they just decided they took that long for him to test and now it's, medical, steroids or something. I don't know. I'm going to be interested to see if he actually does something, speaking of the Padres.
Yeah, because, he tore it up in, what year was it, 2021 where he...
21, yes.
Yeah, here, I got a few of his stats right here. Average wasn't always the greatest. 2020 and 2021. 2020 was 277. 21 was 282. But in 21, he hit 42 home runs. Now, of course, like you said, steroids could have been there. Don't know. It's hard to tell.
The errors sure were.
Yeah. And now they got him in the outfield. And I was watching a game, and every ball that he was getting under just looked uncomfortable to him.
I don't think he's outfield material.
No, he's not an outfielder.
He's shortstop material, and that's about where I think he needs to stay.
I think he's got a good arm for outfield. That's it.
I think the big thing is going to be, and I honestly feel like by trade deadline, you may see a Tatis trade because now that they get Bogarts, that number one just shows you that they don't have the faith in wanting Machado or Tatis there.
Yeah,
because they went and got a guy that's at top of his, peak of his game, to replace him at starting shortstop.
Right.
So what does that go to say for what they want to do with Tatis? Moving him to the outfield where he didn't play but just a few games. And when he did last year, he wasn't phenomenal with it defensively like he is at shortstop. Another big one here, the Gavin Lux injury.
Yeah.
Out for the season. Wow. What a bummer.
That hurts.
Yeah, that's that's a decent blow to the Dodgers. Not that they don't have plenty of players, but
Right. They got plenty.
every one of those guys that gets hurt is just another loss in the trophy case.
So they're already starting out with with him being gone the whole year. And Gavin Lux isn't just a player to forget about. I mean, he's kind of an underrated player in my
Oh,
opinion.
I absolutely agree. So
think
that's
he's
a pretty
getting up
decent
there.
blow to him.
Yeah, his
For
name's
sure.
getting out there a little more right now, but he's still.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this could have been a good year for him. I mean, every year is going to be a good year for him. You got anything else you want to talk about before the Classic? How do you want to jump to that?
Let's talk about Carlson and O'Neill.
Okay.
Obviously, O'Neill's my boy, but he is definitely struggling here in the spring training, and Carlson's doing a whole bunch of the same.
Yeah.
And that brings me to another of who can we sit to let Walker have a chance. I definitely feel like if they don't step up their game, especially at the beginning of the season, I don't think it's going to take very long. If they don't put him on the opening day roster, I don't think it's going to take very long for the Cardinals to decide if they want Carlson or O'Neill in the majors or if they want Walker to have one of their spots at least.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's going to take them long to decide that. And I'm all for it. Obviously, I love Tyler. Sorry, buddy, but I'm all for what's going to help us get the World Series back to the Lou.
Yeah.
And if it's got to happen, it's got to happen. I love Jordan Walker. I think he's the next big superstar. Him and Donovan are going to be our two big guns this year. I just feel it. No discredit to Nato and Goldie, obviously. I think they're still going to have big years, but those are going to be our two big ones right there.
Jordan Walker's going to be talked about a lot this season. I mean, he's the number 4 prospect in baseball. In my opinion, he could even be up there at number 1 the way he's playing right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Everybody's talking about him. I mean,
The dude is literally an Aaron Judge, but faster.
yeah. He's
Like, he's got everything. Power, fielding, speed, contact, arm. He's just got it all.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for him. Can't wait to see him play
Oh, yeah.
this year.
As soon as his jersey hits the shop at the major league level, it is in my club.
Getting it.
100%.
And back to Carlson and his 208 average right now. Only 2 home runs. 7 RBIs. Not bad. Finds a way to get people in. But strikeouts are at 10. Him and Gorman are right there at most strikeouts on our team right now.
And I don't, Tyler obviously ain't doing any better than Carlson. I don't think he even has a home run yet, does he?
I can't find O'Neill's stats for some reason. Like maybe they traded him.
Yeah.
We don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's not on here for some reason.
He's playing baseball in Canada for good now.
Yeah.
But good thing I got his jersey signed already. And a glove and a bat. Or not a bat, baseball. It's the one thing I don't have. His is a bat. It's kind of upsetting.
Let's talk about one more guy real quick. Juan Yepes.
Yes.
I think he looks pretty good right now.
Not too bad. No.
258. Not bad for spring. Only 1 home run, but 8 RBIs to go with that.
I got to see that home run too. Second batter after I walked through the door was him. And he smoked that one. My grandpa was talking about he's not looking too impressive. And what does he do? Hits an absolute missile line drive over the wall. I'm like, so he wasn't looking impressive,
Say
huh?
that again.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
You want to retract that statement? Or
Only 6 strikeouts. Not too bad for how much he's played.
And the thing is as long as your strikeouts aren't there and you're making contact, it's eventually going to go somewhere.
Oh, and him and Jordan Walker have the most at-bats right now on our team. He's at 31, Walker's at 33. And that's not bad for how many strikeouts he has.
No.
6 strikeouts for 31 ABs.
No, I'd take that.
I'll take that all day, all season.
Yeah. Every 33 at bats, I want you to strike out no more than 6 times, and I'll be happy with you all season.
Yeah, now we can jump. You want to jump to?
Let's do some baseball classic.
Classic here. Let's start off with Japan.
I was about to
start
say,
off with
we got to
Japan.
start off with Japan because, good Lord,
And our very own Newt.
Lars
With them.
Nootbaar.
They're
What a beast he is.
killing it.
Oh, man. Team Japan, I'd love to see a Japan and U.S. final,
Uh-huh.
but I ultimately, we got an absolute stacked team.
Very much.
And obviously, I don't know half of Japan's players
Yeah.
besides Shohei and Newt, but
Those two
Dude,
alone.
just watching them guys play, that electricity that team has.
Uh-huh.
Like, you think St. Louis fans have a lot of electricity at Busch Stadium. Watch some games in Japan when Japan's actually playing.
Yeah.
Good Lord. It is thunderous in that stadium when they're playing. The electricity is through the roof, and I love it.
I originally had USA going to play Puerto Rico at the end. But now, I don't know. Japan, they look like they're going to make it far.
Oh, man. Japan definitely
Obviously
is.
rooting for USA. But
Oh, yeah. Of course. Of course. But
Won't
I
be
wouldn't be
mad at
mad
Newt.
for the sake of
Yeah,
Newt.
yeah.
I wouldn't be mad for the sake of Newt.
And then with Yachty and Puerto Rico, that'd be cool. But mostly for Team USA, of course.
But the only thing I'm really hoping is that all these talks that Newt and Shohei keep having,
Uh-huh.
you better be telling them how great
yeah.
St. Louis is.
Keep talking
Because
to
after
him.
this season,
Please keep talking
listen,
to him.
we can keep you in a red and white uniform, and you'll look even better than the Angels red and white. Just come on, we need you.
And you'll hit playoffs finally.
I'm starting to say, and you'll finally make the playoffs. You might have a chance, especially with you added to the team. We could be a World Series team all day
yeah.
long. Just bring Mike with
I'll
you
say,
when you
bring
come.
Mike,
Yeah,
bring Mike. and
bring Mike with you when you come, and we are golden.
Let's get a Newt Bar, Mike Trout, and a Jordan Walker outfield.
And then Shohei at DH/starting
Uh-huh.
pitcher. We'd be so dominant.
We'd have the best field. I mean, we already have one of the best infields. We now would have the best.
And when they're healthy, our defense, I mean, Newt is great at defense. Carlson's got the cannon and stuff. Obviously, Tyler's only had
Oh,
1
yeah.
year because last year he was so injured that he hasn't won a gold glove yet. So, I mean, we obviously all around have one of the best defensive teams.
For sure.
But then you had the best defensive team with the best bats.
Yeah, we easily a World Series.
Oh,
contender.
yeah. And if you get Flaherty and Montgomery going and then add Shohei's arm in there,
like
whew,
Phillies.
buddy.
I don't
Like,
even know who the Phillies are anymore if you have
yeah,
that.
yeah. Philadelphia, where?
All right, let's go to Team USA now. I'll just go through a little bit of their roster, entire roster. So the infielders, they have Pete Alonso from the Mets, Tim Anderson, White Sox, of course, our very own Nato and Goldschmidt. Jeff McNeil from the Mets, Trey Turner, of course, has to be there now with the Phillies. And then Bobby Witt Jr., that's their infielders. So, I mean, talking about stacked infield, that's a stacked
And then
infield no matter
you
what you
add
put
the
in.
catcher of JT Realmuto,
Like,
one of the best in the game right now.
you already got your best third baseman in baseball there. Then you, in my opinion, they've been playing Pete Alonso at first more than Goldie, I feel like, and I hope that changes because
Listen, Goldie's got a gold glove.
Yeah.
He's gold for a reason.
and between
Hey, he's an MVP.
and he's the only one besides Nato doing anything for him right now.
Yeah, him and Nato, yeah.
Then they got, I mean, Trey Turner and Tim Anderson, two great shortstops. I like Bobby Witt. He's young,
Yeah,
but I like him. I think
they should just let me come play for Team USA next year. I mean,
throw me in.
yeah, put me out at second base. I'll do fantastic.
I'll come sit the bench and get paid. I don't care.
I'll just sit the bench just to watch. I don't even care about the money. I just want to be there in a uniform. That's good enough for me.
let's
You don't
go
even
there.
have to play me.
Take a trip to Arizona to watch.
Yeah, no kidding. I'd like to go down to Jupiter really quick and watch a game.
That is fun. All right, let's get to their outfielders. A few of them: Mookie Betts, Cedric Mullins, Kyle Schwarber, Mike Trout, and Kyle Tucker.
The almighty Captain Mike Trout.
Yeah, I mean, you got Mike Trout. That's all you need. Who cares about the rest of them? Even though they're all good. I mean,
They're all good.
Yeah.
No, don't get us wrong.
I'd have to
They're
rate
all
it.
great stars.
I have to rate Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, Kyle Tucker, Cedric Mullins, and Kyle Schwarber. And I put Kyle Schwarber at 5 just because
He's
I
the
feel like
power
his hitting-
bat,
yeah.
but beyond that, the defense is a lot better with the rest of them, I feel
Yeah.
like. No offense to Schwarber. I love Kyle Schwarber. I love him. Schwar bombs.
And some of the pitchers, they got Waino, our very own Waino, and Michaelis. Waino starting the game. Oh, tonight actually.
Is he?
Yeah,
I knew
Waino
he started
starts the
game one. I
tonight.
couldn't remember who was starting tonight.
Then Merle Kelly from the Diamondbacks. He's iffy. He's not anything too great to talk about. Somehow made it on Team USA. I don't know. Then you
Or
got
Ryan
Lance Lynn.
Helsley didn't.
Yeah, ridiculous. Lance Lynn getting up there. Still can pitch good though.
Uh-huh.
Sorry to mess this last name up, but I don't know if I'll say it right. Adam Ottavino.
Oviedo.
Ota-
Oviedo.
no, this one's different.
Oh, this one's different?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
Oviedo.
Unless my keys got messed up typing this in, I don't know.
I don't know.
But he's from the Mets.
I feel like it's Oviedo. It might not be.
I thought Oviedo was Houston, but I could be wrong.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Anyways, he's a whatever.
He's
Ryan
there.
Presley, though, that's an Astros guy. He's on there. Ryan Presley.
He's impressive.
Yeah, I love
Very
Ryan Presley.
impressive. We could get Helsley and Presley. That'd be a bullpen right there. That's all you need.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Just pitch them every other inning and
between our starters and then them two, we don't need nothing else.
yeah, give us Shohei.
As long as they don't get injured. And then another one from the Rockies. Surprisingly, somebody from the Rockies made it. Kyle Freeland.
CJ Crone wouldn't have been a bad one.
No.
That
Well,
dude had a
And then the pitchers. Now, why would you take a pitcher from the Rockies? Rockies just. I know that's your.
they're my
team
they're
this
my
year.
underdog team this year. I feel like CJ Crone's just gonna explode even bigger this year. And then of course, like I said, adding back Chris Bryant
And then they got.
from injury, and then
Forgot his name.
I probably did too, so
That's
it's
gonna
okay.
Bother me.
So
Let's talk about something when I look up his name.
and Charlie Blackmon, of course,
Charlie's
household name. He had a great year, comeback year last year for himself. I
Yeah,
feel like
I love him.
I do too. I love your Chuck Nasty jersey you got.
Ryan McMahon. That's his name.
Yes.
Yeah, Ryan McMahon. He's
a
monster,
very
too.
underrated third
He
baseman.
is,
Let's
very
just
much.
be honest. He's got fantastic defensive skill. He's no, Nolan Arenado. Let's
Yeah,
just, they didn't fully come back from that.
Yeah,
but
they
got a
never-
pretty
never
good.
will.
They got a pretty good and underrated guy in his spot though, for sure. I will give him that.
No one will ever take Nato's place as the best third baseman in baseball. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, put him in number 5. Good grief.
Easily a Hall of Famer, first ballot. If he's not,
I'm suing.
yeah. Do you got anything else you want to talk about?
I was trying to think. Man. I feel like I had something else. Let me crack
feel like
out
we
a few
went
more of my notes.
Yeah.
But
We're
I'm
talking about
thinking-
Machado deal, I did see. Was it Yuli Gurriel that just signed with somebody? The Mets, maybe.
Yes. No. He signed with crap, who did he sign with?
Marlins.
Yes, the Marlins.
Marlins. I knew it was
That
an
might
M
be a
team.
pretty decent. The Marlins, I thought were going to have a pretty good season last year, honestly.
Yeah.
They didn't impress me by any means.
No.
But if they keep progressively adding, Yuri Gurriel is a pretty good pickup for them.
Yeah.
If they keep progressing stuff like that, Jazz comes back, with another good season this year, different things. I feel like they could step up. They got Jesus Aguilar. You're just adding more and more to it every year. Now getting rid of Pablo Lopez sure didn't help them none.
Yeah, that's a.
They do still
mistake.
have Sandy Alcantara, the reigning Cy Young. Mm-hmm. But
We'll take him
the Mets just to me are going to dominate the pitching world.
for sure.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah, they're stacked. Them along with the.
Although I
Phillies.
did say that my NL Cy Young is Spencer Strider this year, and my AL is Nestor Cortez. I'm sticking to my guns there because
Nasty Nestor.
those guys are just phenomenal to me, and they're young, obviously, so they're just going to dominate for years to come. So
Did you have anything else extra on your notes, or are we gonna
I think
end with that one?
that's what I'm ending with.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us again tonight for our second podcast.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for us, please.
Yes, sir. We're gonna make sure we try to do these every week. Obviously, we didn't last
Austin
week.
was on a cruise
I was
last
gone.
week. He was already tired of dealing with me, so he needed
But-
a break already.
We'll be back. Promise.
So-
Thanks for joining, though.